We keep talking.
Oh, yeah, you do. It's fine. Like, part of playing this game is getting to know your players, getting to know me. That's why I said I was unemployed, because,
That's why I'm here, is for the social life. I don't have one.
I know, right? I was like, I'll do D&D if it brings people together. Bring this on.
So for which David
And then the first day we did it, I really fell in love with it. I was like, ah, crap. A new habit that's going to take a lot of time. I'm doomed.
To do a brief recap, because obviously you haven't played before, I don't know if you've watched those ridiculously long podcast things I put up,
I don't have time for that in my life.
I didn't think so.
I've tried.
They're pretty long. So...
I listen until I get a good highlight, and then I show my mom.
Oh, you mean, the Stone's Rest Inn, is that what you're trying to say?
No, she heard that all live action, and she brought up something that I thought was even more funny. That went over our heads, and
gosh.
I'm like, Mom!
Well, I listened to it like 3 or 4 times, so I probably was like, I very distinctly remember like, well, we shouldn't have taken that out of context either. Kind of, to myself, just listening to it. And so I think I probably know what she's talking about.
The chess set. She brought that up, and I was like,
yeah, that just...
It's like my...
I gotta bring it up for you. She brought that up.
Like things like, is this like children oriented? Like, am I don't know you guys very well.
It depends.
So I put in this thing to do like a couple of lewd jokes, and then Mariah and David just went off the deep end.
Well, it just like,
and so,
I don't know you guys.
Last
time we
played, we kind of went off on a tangent.
To be honest, I'm kind of excited for some of this dark humor.
Yeah, I'm not a good person, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not LDS, and
that's totally fine.
Yeah, no, and if I swear, I apologize too.
Oh, that's fine.
It's nothing new. David does it.
Huh?
David's the one who swears in this show. I might swear. Here's my problem. I'll swear if I'm around people.
I don't know if you
want
to do this because they're like LDS, and I don't want you to feel like you can't be yourself. I don't know what that means, but
no, I don't want people to feel like they can't be themselves.
Oh my goodness, David is quite the character.
Yeah. I'll swear if I'm around other people who swear, and this was just a bad habit.
So aside from meeting this lady running the Stone's Rest Inn, you also went through the White Forest. Didn't find a whole lot, just some clues. Came back. For some reason, Ripjaw had this like moment of inspiration.
I don't have a name.
That's David's character.
His name's Ripjaw?
He's a dragon.
Dragonborn.
Dude. I want to know who her character is. Am I going to meet her later, so do I have to wait to ask?
I don't have a name. I never picked a name. But I know it now. I do, because it was the name I gave myself when I was 13.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just having like all of these like visions of how you're gonna roleplay your character, and it's just going off the walls.
First, like, I want to just like state, like, that my story was amazing, and I don't like your story, honestly.
I'm sorry.
I like messaged him the story, like my background that I wanted, and he's like, "No, I don't know anything about that. How about we do this other one that's not as cool as the one that I made up?" I'm sorry, but mine was really awesome. At least dark? For like my personal like who I am as a person. No.
Oh, what the? Never mind.
I'm sorry.
I don't have like any idea about like the Davy Jones lore. I'd have to look into that more.
I don't know anything about it either, but I mean, if you've watched Pirates of the Caribbean, I mean, you got a pretty good idea what's going on.
I know
where
a lot
they turn
about
the
how
boat upside down and then they get into the locker. Like, okay.
I actually know a little bit. But are you talking about the more classic and not the movies?
I've only ever seen movies.
Okay.
I went to the library yesterday for like the first time in like maybe 2 years, and it started lightning storming and raining, so I took it as a sign that I should probably never go again. But yeah, I got a couple books for my daughter, and then book on plant identification. I don't read fantasy stories.
Well, funny you should say that, because I just finished
That's basically
the
what we're
Twin
doing.
Saga.
Well, yeah, like this kind of stuff, like it's more.
It's more interactive.
I get too attached to books because I used to read a lot, but I always like went through like a depressing period after, and like with my mental illness, my bipolar, like it would just add to it, and I was like, all right, I can't do reading or watching TV series. Yeah, guys.
I'll sometimes tell myself 100% no because it's messing with my life. I gave up Sims, even though I put in like $100 to the whole 4 games. Like, oh. But I gave it up because I was like, I'm done. Okay. So White Forest
through
something
a
clues.
stroke of genius, Ripjaw managed to get the truth out of the Dragonborn priest at the Shrine of White. And you found out about this murder, which you then decided to prevent. So it's going to be like time lapse.
Time lamps.
Time lapse.
We're off to a great start, guys.
Oh, yeah. So, I don't know what kind of preparations you want to make, but we're going to say that your character, how about you give us a brief description, like their race and their class at least.
All right, so...
And maybe a little bit how you kind of envision her or him looking like.
I honestly haven't had much time to like really go over my character besides whenever you came over and helped me make her. But
yeah, we just did like the basics.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Oh no, you're fine. Like I understand, 2 kids is a lot.
Yeah. My wife's. I don't even get to pee anymore.
My sister has 3 boys.
Oh god. Yeah, no. Luckily, I didn't have to deal with the elephants in the room. I got girls.
2-second delay on that one.
Hey guys, so we had some technical problems here and we didn't record a very important part of the story. To give a brief overview, our heroes, Ildenwyn and Ripjaw, they attempt to foil the plans of the murderers, however they are unsuccessful. After hearing a sleep spell be cast, Ild and Ripjaw rush to the scene to find that Sylvester and Madarash are both unconscious on the floor, with an elven woman standing over them. Her very short, cloaked companion then decapitates Sylvester and they make their escape. Hesper, a tiefling sorcerer traveling by the cover of night, comes upon the 2 criminals making their escape. After failing in their objective, our heroes then decide to return to the Stone's Rest Inn.
I have a question. Last time we got 100 experience. How does experience work? I haven't been able to find a good video on it. And I can't find the specific. It doesn't work?
Nope.
Never mind. So I have a question. How do I level up if experience doesn't work?
So,
Unless there's a different way to level up.
once I award you enough experience, you'll level up.
Okay. So 100 experience doesn't do shiznits.
No, it doesn't.
Alrighty. How much experience does do shiznits?
So you need 300 to go from level 1 to level 2.
Okay.
There's a
And
whole
level 1.
table in the front.
And
of
do
the
I need to be
player's
level 5 to start doing the beast farm?
handbook. No, you need to be level 2.
Oh, never mind. Oh, so it's closer than I thought it was.
Hmm.
And then, for the experience last time, was it split 50 between us, or did we each get 100?
I gave both of you 100 experience.
Okay. So I only need 200 experience. Okay, yeah.
But then you guys kind of didn't save Sylvester. I was afraid that was a spider, but it wasn't. So good.
We're gonna be so paranoid about the spiders.
Well, it's because this great big giant beetle came by.
You're like, she pointed that out. I'm like, I've never seen one of those down there.
Alright, so you guys
Are we
made your
recording?
way to the Stone's Rest Inn. Yes, you did. I did.
How long?
We are.
Okay.
You did. We are.
Yeah,
Just
okay. We're recording.
pronouns.
So, I just want to check it because it didn't work last time. Alrighty. So, Stone's resting.
Mm-hmm.
We all got our drinks. Do we get to roll for how drunk we get?
Yeah,
Can
go
we
ahead and
drink
make
and
a
actually get
constitution
drunk?
check.
Huh?
I'm just kidding.
What did you say?
I said that the Holy Ghost is in this room and I can feel it. It's in my soul. Alright.
There's a- Oh, well, I'm drunk.
3 plus 2. 5.
5. I obviously have never drank liquor before. Being a very naive person, I probably don't even know what I'm drinking. And I just chug the whole thing, and I'm like, that was tasty. I want some more.
So you guys will go through this whole bottle, I'm going to assume, because Ripjaw is going to take it like a boss. And I would like that one back. Do you want to roll? Or do you just take like 1 or 2?
I'm sorry, I'm zoning out what's going on right now.
So...
We're seeing how drunk we are.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Alright, go ahead and roll the d20. And then I want you to add your constitution modifier to what you roll. So that's 11 plus 1 down there.
12. I'm 12 drunk.
Alright, so you get kind of woozy in the night, but you stop before, like, you get really bad. You, on the other hand, like, you're, like, on the taproom floor in the morning.
Probably passed out in my own vomit. What? I know something about somehow. Never
That's
mind.
really gross and descriptive, but sure.
Well, I, like, got 3, gosh. And the constitution, where is that?
Wait, I'm confused. So wait, the lower
Plus
the
2.
number, the more drunk you are?
Yeah. So, the lower the number...
Generally means something bad.
Bad.
Or unwanted.
So, it's like on a scale of...
And being drunk is
Good
bad
night.
and unwanted now.
Well,
Well, so I
guess that's a
being
good thing to-
statistically,
yeah.
you would be poisoned, which gives you disadvantage. It gives you a penalty to making attacks and ability checks.
Okay.
I only had 1 mug.
Yeah, a very weak stomach.
I'm gonna probably, when I wake up, think, I'm never doing that again.
So in the wee hours of the morning, after you guys, like, you know, bust open this bottle, you get awakened by this tiefling woman who finds you just lounging around in her tap room.
I'm gonna be like, oh crap, what's her name? I should know it. I don't have it written down.
She never gave you her name because you never asked.
Okay.
And
Oh
I
my-
don't think she ever asked yours in return.
I already know your name. It's that, shoot.
Different tiefling woman.
Huh?
Different tiefling woman.
Me?
No.
I'm so confused. You never asked for my name, but your name is...
Ildenwin.
Huh?
Ildenwin.
Eldenwin. That's your first name?
Yeah. Last name is Drenrith. I got creative with that one.
I'm never gonna be able to remember that, but I'll do...
Ild for short, but he calls, Ripjaw calls me Milady, so, meh. Call me whatever. Alright. Well, I think when we were drunk, we might have gone through something, but we can forget that since we're drunk. Or I'll forget it. She might not. But, I'm trying to think. Alright, so waking up by the tiefling woman, I'm like, hey, we borrowed some ale. Saw
I
a dude get
noticed.
decayed. I have gold, don't worry.
Where is it?
Can't let you steal it. I'm gonna shuffle around. How much for... It was 1 bottle of wine, right? How much for 1 bottle of wine?
I'm just gonna... And she'll, like, reach over and, like, take it out of your... off your person, because, like, you're pretty uncoordinated still, and it feels pretty bad. And she'll take out 15 gold.
15 gold? I'm screwed! Okay.
How much money do I have?
What's 24 minus 15?
9.
9. I'm poor now, never drinking again.
Well, you said you're gonna pay for it. Like, I probably would just...
Yeah.
I guess that's your character.
You probably drank more while I was out.
So you should have 10 gold on you. Marked right there.
Yep. Okay.
Alrighty. Okie dokie.
Now just go back to sleep, sweetie. That's all I needed. Thank you.
Okie dokie. Oh wait, what's your name?
I'm just like imagining like the people that are gonna be listening to this.
Call me Temerity.
Temerity. Okie dokie. Thanks, Temerity. We saw a dude get decapitated for the first time. That was a trip.
Just go back to sleep, sweetie.
I'm back asleep.
I just passed out.
So when you guys eventually come to, like, fully, maybe with a headache, but when you eventually come to, like, what do? Investigate more?
Well, figure out what time of day it is.
It's pretty late.
Okay. Dang it. Is it late in the night? Or early in the afternoon?
It's like 10 or 11 in the morning, at least.
Okay, okay.
You will get your spell back that you spent. You'll get your spell slot back.
Spell slot back. Well, I'm gonna stretch, yawn, hold my head, regret my decisions. I'm like, what the heck did I just drink? Have I been poisoned or something?
It was a very fine wine.
Fine wine. Oh, great. Did I pay you?
Yes, you did.
I do know wines are expensive, so...
You should have said no.
What?
Well, the thing is, Temerity might have like a shifty business, but she's not a shifty lady. You know, it's kind of an odd thing about this lady.
Yeah. We needed a place to stay and didn't know where else to go. And then they were like, let's get a drink. And I was like, well, I guess I'm paying because you guys are broke.
So you do see, at this time of day, there's a couple of more people in, but you would expect that quite a few people had left this morning.
I'm trying to think what to do next.
You don't see an elf, and you don't see a smaller creature accompanying them.
Well, I'm going to check for my stuff to see if anything else got stolen besides my stuff.
So you go around looking, and you seem to have everything except 15 gold.
Yeah, okay. Yep. I'm going to vaguely remember that transaction.
Like, oh yeah, she woke me up.
Alright, guys, I'm not paying for your alcohol the next time. Also, I'm not drinking alcohol myself.
That's fine, milady, but I don't blame you this time. That was kind of graphic, not gonna lie.
What?
He's talking about the decapitated dude. Alright. Sylvester's dead. I'm gonna shed a couple tears. Now that I've drunk away my woes with 1 cup of ale. Or wine. Whatever I drank.
So you do see Madaresh, like, at the bar with, like, another cup, just, like, very slowly sipping it.
Well,
I'm gonna ask him what his deal is.
Madaresh?
Yeah.
So he will turn to you and say, I have failed my duty. Who are you again?
You have to say my name.
You can say whatever you want.
What? I want to see the name.
I don't know if I've decided on this name yet. But, because yours is all, like, intricate, like,
Well, I'm a noble, so I
Alright.
kind of figured I needed a noble-sounding name.
My name is Hesper Pyra.
Actually, quite like that one.
Thank you.
It's a good name for a
And he kind of
pirate.
turns and he's like, Hesper? Do I know you? I don't remember you. And he, like, takes a sip.
No, I just kind of popped in looking for an adventure.
Well, you certainly stumbled into one last night. To answer your question, I knew that those two had planned to murder Sylvester, and I failed to protect him.
Who were they?
And he, like, takes a sip. They were part of an organization. They called themselves the Zentarum. They were a gnome and an elf. They say they were part of the Zentarum and that by killing him, that it would help further their goals. And so they used me to spy on him. I feel terribly now about it. I realize I made a terrible, grave mistake. And he kind of pauses and takes another sip.
What kind of priest spies on a person?
Not any good and holy one, I can assure ye.
Well, don't worry. There's always repentance. Is there repentance in his religion? Can I make a check for that?
Yeah, go ahead and make a religion check.
Now I get it. Like, it's kind of pointless, but 16 plus religion. I have 1 on religion.
So a 17?
Yeah.
So you know that in some religions there are, like, ritualistic things you can do to show, like, the fact that you're trying to be a better person. That the gods will accept you when you die and take your soul to a good place.
Yep. Alright. You've always got those.
And he's like, I do not know what cost the life of a man. It's kind of a big deal.
That's true.
I don't know how poorly Bahamut will see my actions. And he'll take another sip.
Bahamut is God.
It's a dragon god. Oh. So the silver dragon, right?
Platinum.
Platinum. That's close.
Pretty close.
Yep. Trying to think. Well, don't know now, but you have plenty of books. I think they might include a clue that you might be able to find. See what that might entail.
I want to ask him where we can find the elf and the gnome.
I know they had made a camp near the White Forest, but
I knew that.
they have probably moved on now. Now
Yeah.
that they've got their mark. Whatever machinations and plans they had in place may or may not come to fruition, depending on how deep and complicated they were, but they accomplished one of their goals.
Do I have a stationary kit?
No. You probably do back in Fairheim, but not here.
I was wondering if that was something. I don't have it written here, so I guess I don't. I was wondering if that was one of the things I might have had or something. I don't know. I was thinking maybe I could test my artistic abilities and draw the picture and ask people around town. But at this point, I'm gonna say I'm feeling blue about failure. I don't know what to do at this point. I'm gonna say
sure.
I don't know what to do. I have failed.
How do I start my demon journey quest to find my demons to kill?
Hey, is that other now that I think about it, there was the goblin plot thingy that you were trying to point out last time.
Mm-hmm.
Was he a demon?
Who? The man that was telling you about it, or
Is it Maglabite?
Maglubiate is a god.
Never mind. Not really a demon that she could kill. I don't know where to find demons, actually. I'm quite naive.
So, you want to know where to start on your quest to kill demons.
Yes.
So, you would know that demons take many shapes and forms, and that finding them can be somewhat difficult. You know that most of them reside on a different plane called the Abyss, but that they sometimes do come into the material world, where you guys are now. And like you and Temerity, you both have this devilish heritage, but there are people who may have demonic heritage. And your task is to find those people and kill them. Or if a demon makes its way into the world, to try and defeat it.
I don't know if it's a demon.
I will ask you to make a check if it's a demon, to see if you notice that it is one or not.
Perception check.
Just fair warning, it's probably not going to happen this session. I'll have to think of a thing to bring one in a later session. But at least now you seem to have some friends who could maybe help you in the event that you bump into one.
I want to kick the chair leg off of the priest's seat.
Okay. Make a strength athletics check. So I want you to roll the d20, and then I want you to add your athletics score to it.
18. 19.
So you give it a good hard kick, and rather than like breaking the chair, you just get all four of the legs to sweep out from under him, and he falls down, breaking the glass.
Why did you do that?
'Cause he's a traitor.
I can't really stop you from that logic.
And so at this, Temerity will turn and say, "Hey, that was my glass!"
I'm not covering you for that one. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit low on funds.
Now look, I understand Madaresh did some bad things, and he feels bad about it, but that doesn't mean you gotta put salt in his wound. And she'll come over to... And she'll kind of walk around the bar. As she gets to, like, where you would assume into the kitchen, she'll yell into it, and you'll see a young girl come up and, like, be at the bar, and she'll come around and help Madaresh up. He is very drunk.
Madaresh?
Yeah.
A young girl?
Was that an attempt to sober him up?
No.
Okay.
It was because I don't like traitors. He was a spy. You don't trust people like that.
Well, he did try to help us in the end. He was passed out the entire time, though. Pretty sucked at it. But I think he had his... That was not a good sentence to say. I think he had his heart where his heart was. In the right place. I'm not good at this role-playing thing. Okay. But I understand your logic. Need to figure out something to do here.
I want to ask the little girl who she is.
She'll go, "Oh, I'm Amy."
Wow. Way to really make up some unique names. Alright.
He said it though.
Hi, I'm Amy.
Alright.
Can I help you with something? Did you want another drink?
Now you're like... You gotta keep in your range so I know who you are when you're talking.
I'm sorry. I'm not very good at this.
You have to be
He's
Amy.
he's a monotone, it's kinda hard.
Amy.
I'm just giving you shit. It's
Okay. I mean, I can try...
I mean, if you really want to, like, get into it.
You know that video where he's talking about the
I want to ask if she's seen any suspicious activities.
Just word. Wow, that didn't come out right.
Don't hurt yourself.
Just that Sylvester had been murdered from last night. That's the only really, big thing that's happened recently.
Yep.
Is she a prostitute? Is she a prostitute little girl?
Do you ask her?
Yeah.
She kind of, stands up a little straight and folds her arm. No, they pay me.
What's a prostitute? I'm saying this in character.
It is a service we provide. If you would like friendship, you can buy some.
So prostitute is the friendship. So there's another word for it. Okay.
So at this, Ripjaw will just kind of go, "Milady."
What? Am I that? Oh. I'm gonna say I put the things together. This is that kind of establishment.
Yes, milady.
Why didn't you tell me sooner?
Because I thought it was pretty obvious. Buying friendship?
I don't think my mother really taught me about those things, so let's move on with the conversation.
Was there something else you wanted to ask, or just...
I have no idea what I'm doing right now. Me neither. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My language... I whispered it.
They might not have actually heard the word.
You just, bleep me out. If you bleep me out, can you, make a dolphin noises? That would be so cool. Have you ever seen SpongeBob?
Oh, I like the duck noises.
Oh, just like the quack.
Something random every time. That'd be fun. But that'd be hard to do.
I mean, I'm sure I could, add the sound in, but then I'd have to squish it. I could probably do it.
I know it's probably complicated. But a dolphin noise, that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, just the little clicks and the high tone that they generally make.
Beep.
Yeah.
Bleep, bleep, bleep.
I want to pimp slap the girl.
At this point, my character is looking at you like, what kind of chick did I just pay for alcohol for?
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
I'm not completely sober.
Alright.
I'm just gonna give her this look that's like, who the heck is this chick?
So you kind of
I want to pimp slap the girl. I want to pimp slap her. I'm pimp slapping David. I'm pimp slapping Tara.
Hold on.
No.
So you reach out and slap the girl, and she kind of makes this face and gesture, and then camera zooms out of the end, showing the outside of it, and then you just see Temerity throwing your body out the door.
No, in my mind, no, to Ripjaw, I'm saying, considering the last guy we saw, I kind of expected that.
Oh, so I got thrown out of the bar.
Yeah, you were literally lying on the road in front of it now.
Okay, I want to get up and I want to look around.
Alright, you see you're in front of the inn with the great big stone set in it that says the Stone's Rest Inn. You see there's some farms on one side of the road. You can see the Royal Arms Emporium several yards up the road. Maybe 100 feet up the road or so. It's kind of far away.
I'm going to go up the road to the Emporium.
Alright. Do you stay in the inn? Because Ripjaw will follow you wherever you go. Because you are his word. And you do know that you also need to get back to Fairheim.
That too, but we also gotta wait for the guards, because they were gonna come and question us.
Wait, he's following me?
He's following me. Ripjaw is my dude that I hired, but he's also David's character.
Okay.
That was the story that we put together. So, I feel like I'm supposed to wait for the guard, but you also gotta get off to Fairheim, so...
Alright, that's okay. So, you begin making your way to the Royal Arms Emporium. As you do, you notice as you get a little bit closer, there are a lot of people milling around it. Like, there are a lot of people milling around it.
Well, that ruins my plan of going and looting him.
Man, she's, like, evil. If we were playing with alignments. I don't know if we're playing with alignments, actually.
A what?
There's a mechanic called alignments. And it's basically...
Don't worry about it.
I don't know. Yeah, don't worry about it. But if there were, she'd be evil something. This is fun. Get David next time. Alright, so... I don't know what to do to make her follow. I'm not sure if I should do anything.
Well, you don't have to do anything. You know that the guards are supposed to come around, but you also know that you're supposed to go back to Fairheim.
Yeah. I'm thinking about this decision.
And do you want to stay outside on the road?
No, I'll go back and apologize to Tara.
To Merity? Yeah. Alright. So you apologize to her, and she'll say, well, at least you have your wits about you. I accept your apology. Now, don't go touching my girls or my boys unless you paid.
But she was a prostitute.
The little girl said she wasn't.
They really are. She just said she wasn't.
Okay.
I feel like the story is...
I mean, like, you pay for their friendship. Like, that's exactly what a prostitute is.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, well, Ripjaw, I think we should head out. We failed in our task here, so I guess we'll just head out. Not much more than we can do, and the guards haven't shown up to ask us anything.
I guess I'll just follow them, because I've got nothing better to do.
Until you find a demon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look over, I'm like, are you gonna follow, or...
These people seem to find trouble on their own, so...
That's true.
Alright.
Most adventurers do.
So Ripjaw will turn and be like, well, maybe we should find them, you know?
The guards?
Well, they certainly haven't come around here, and it's pretty late already.
Alright, we'll stop by them and just head out. Then strike out, find a guard, tell them what we know, and then leave.
Alright, so it's pretty easy. Because you make your way out, you start up the road, and you can see milling around outside the Royal Arms Emporium are a lot of people and some guards. Like, keeping people out of the Emporium.
Yep.
You can see there are like 4 guards at the front door keeping people out, and 2 more around the back keeping like children and things that go around that way.
Alrighty. We shall find a guard. Should we... Actually, I feel like we should find Orn. I think he's going to be here this time. He's useful.
Alright, so you make your way up to the Royal Arms Emporium, and you see, guarding the front side, is Orn.
Like, yo, Orn.
And he's like, hey, Lady Drennerith and her escort?
Escort sounds bad now. Okay. Yes.
What business have you here?
Well, we told the guard who we reported to, that we were main witnesses, but we haven't had any guards come by and talk to us. We said we were going to wait at the Stone's Rest. But we need to get going.
It was you guys who were involved and witnessed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Edic tell you or something?
I pronounced it Edic.
Edic.
Yeah.
Edic. Didn't Edic tell you? Well, he might have been busy throwing up, to be honest.
Yeah, he's got a weak stomach.
To be honest,
It's
we
kind
spent
of
most of
new,
the
not
night
gonna lie.
kind of trying to forget the whole mess. Anyway, we were... I don't know.
Just a moment. He'll, like, open the door and peer in. and you hear him yell out, "Lawmaster! Yeah, the people who witnessed the murder are here."
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of hear a indistinct voice reply back, and he'll turn and say, "Yes, come in, come in." Do you go into the shop?
I will.
Do you?
Yes.
All right. So the three of you make your way into the shop, and you can see, like, most of the things just on the shelves don't seem to have been touched, and you can see there is this canvas on the floor, kind of behind the counter.
Most of the things have been there. Should I, like, perception check to see if the magic items are still there? They're kind of useless, actually.
So yeah, you look over, and you see that the short sword is missing.
I never asked what the short sword did.
No, you didn't.
Ugh, crap. And I'm like, okay, I shall tuck that information into my brain.
So you would see these, like, 3 glass cases. You would see one with what looks like a wand, just a stick of wood. You would see a second one that was clearly broken, like all the glass is on the floor around it with nothing inside of it.
This is in the Emporium?
Mm-hmm. And you would see a third one with a cloak in it.
Alrighty. So we're talking
And the
to
soda.
the... Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, where were you going?
So we're talking to the main lawmaster?
Hmm.
This sounds very, very important.
So you come in, you kind of, like, glance over and, like, oh, the short sword's gone.
I want to do like a brief check of the lawmaster.
Perceive.
Yeah, I want to look at him and see if there's anything wrong with him.
So you see it's a human woman. What do you mean by something wrong with them? Like, you want to see
Check
if they're
for
a
clues.
demon? Or, like...
Because I feel like she's the one who took the box.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll the d20. And then you're going to add your insight score.
That was great.
6.
So, you wouldn't imagine that someone who's called the Lawmaster would just steal from this emporium. Like, that seems a little bit strange. Someone who upholds the law being a thief? That would really only fly in, like, a town run by thieves.
Is this a town run by thieves?
But I come from thieves.
That's true.
I know
A
better.
pirate or a sailor.
Pirates are
Which
basically
is
thieves.
kind of thieving, I guess.
It's seas thieving.
It's plundering and pillaging and...
Thievery.
But I would say that's a very... it kind of depends on how you think about thievery. If you do it as, like, subterfuge,
true.
subtly, or if you're, like, in your case, where you're, like, going around burning people's houses to get them out, and then anything left over that's still hard, you just take. Or if you, like, run in the middle of the night, you don't really care if you wake them up, you'll just, hit them really hard with your staff or whatever. Or, like, cast some magics on them, and then just take their valuables. It really depends on how you think of, is this like a heist where it's, like, really detailed and planned and you steal something really expensive, or you just get everyone's gold? It really depends on how you think about it.
Yep.
But needless to say, you wouldn't assume right away that someone who's called the Lawmaster, and what you've seen of this town, you don't think they would be inclined to steal from the Emporium.
I don't think that.
Yes.
You rolled low, so.
Okay. I'm so confused.
Yep.
So the Lawmaster will turn to you and say, "Alright, you've witnessed the murder of this here Sylvester Lima. Yes, we have verified the body. It is his."
She's like Scottish or something.
And you see, she pulls out this, like, clipboard and, like, pulls this pencil off of it, and... So, do you have any kind of So, do you have any kind of description on the murderer?
Well, one elf woman and a small, short dude.
Interesting. I'm sorry, I'm swinging accents all over the place. I gotta stick with one. And you see, she kind of like scribbles
like a
on the
different
clipboard.
hat for each character. He's like, hello, I am here. Cool.
An elf, you say? An elf, you say?
Where
I can't do
This is
it.
going on.
start out with Scottish, and then like you're like this like deep voiced woman, and then
I'm like, just use your own voice.
I know, right?
But then, yeah, never mind.
And
sorry.
she would then ask, and how exactly did he die? Did
Well-
you witness the murder?
Well, yes. So, we had a tip that somebody was targeting him.
His head was chopped off, ma'am.
Yes, his head was chopped off. I'm kind of just trying to go from what I know.
Mhm.
So we started there, and we were kind of just down in the bottom, and then I heard somebody, I think they cast a sleep spell, and I heard a couple bodies thump, and that was Madarash and Lima. And so me and Ripjaw here, we ran up the stairs to do something about it. And that's when, I can't remember if I pulled out my javelin before or after they cut off his head, but I think he was alive and then they cut off his head. Anyway, he was still unconscious when they cut off his
how
head.
they do things. They're alive and then they cut their heads off.
Yeah. Well, he was unconscious when we got to the loft.
Uh-huh.
And we tried to stop them, cut off his head, tried to stop them from running away, and I apparently need more training with my spear and shield because I missed twice.
That's enough, thank you.
All I saw was Lockjaw spit acid onto the lady, and some midget jumped through the window, and there was a dead guy on the floor.
Oh, so you didn't actually witness the murder?
No, I did not see his head get chopped off.
But she did help us right after, so.
Alright. I guess we could say that you're a witness. Well, your story seems to line up with our investigation. Thank you for not running off. It would have been quite difficult to find you if you'd wandered around.
Yeah.
You didn't happen to catch which way they went after they fled, do you? Did you?
West into the woods.
I didn't see them running away. I was in the building. Mm-hmm. I saw them go out the window. Did she go out the door? I can't remember. Well, they exited the building, and that's the last I saw of them. And we ran out, and they were running down the street.
Mm-hmm. So do you tell them truthfully, like I saw them like run out this way down the market, or do you tell them that they went to the woods?
He did run through the woods. That's what he said.
That they camped over in the White Forest?
No, whenever the little dude jumped out the window, you said he ran into the woods. I don't remember that. He jumped out the window and landed hard and then ran into the woods. That's what he said.
Well, it should have been through the market, at least. Maybe through the market.
I feel like it
nearby
might have
wood.
been more like down the road. And then we might have had a brief
Regardless,
mention
to say, they can move pretty fast.
Yeah.
I saw them both go down the market road.
Mm-hmm. And you'll tell her that truthfully, like, they went down through the market.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll go, interesting. Well, we'll have to investigate perhaps why they went that way.
I think that's everything.
Now we go to...
And where's the priest? He's not in the shrine.
Well...
Do you know his whereabouts?
He should still be at the Stone's Rest Inn.
Being
I think he
traitor.
was quite disturbed with what he saw, so he's been drinking. And last I saw, he's pretty smashed.
And he's a traitor. And a spy.
I see. Could you elaborate?
He said that he was spying on... Oh, these names, you guys. What is it, Martyr?
Sylvester?
Sylvester.
Lima.
He was spying on Sylvester for the... What is the group called?
Zentarum.
Zentarum. I have
That letter. The
notes.
Zentarums.
She kind of gives you this strange look and... Right. Okay. And you say he's at the Stone's Rest Inn.
Should still be passed out. Thanks to this one. She got mad at him and kind of kicked his chair out from under him, and he's just... I'm not sure if he was passed out from that.
I just broke
He
his
wasn't.
glass.
We never really talked about it. Never mind.
It's okay.
I thought he was. Okay. He might be on his chair then. Yeah. That's kind of why we were there in the first place, is that he wanted to stop them because he didn't want to be... Was he being threatened? I can't remember his part of the story. He wanted to right his wrongs, and now he's kind of drinking away his sorrows because he still failed to right his wrong. Could I do, like, a convincing check that he was trying to be good?
Yeah, go ahead and roll. And add your persuasion bonus.
Persuasion is 4. 7 plus 4. It's a medium job. That's,
That's 11.
11.
And she'll kind of like write a few things down for several seconds, and then she'll look up and say, well, I think you've provided me with quite a lot of useful information. Thank you. I will go talk to Madarash immediately. Orn! And you'll see he kind of pokes his head in through the door. Yes, ma'am? Stay here and make sure no one disturbs the body or anything else. He's like, yes, ma'am. And he'll come in and she'll exit with you. I assume you all go out.
Sure. Need to get going anyway. Because kind of screwed up a couple people's lives because we failed.
And so Ripjaw will turn and say, Lawmaster. She'll turn around. Yes. So, we need to leave the city, but, we left our oxen and cart with Sylvester. They should just be around back. Can we pick those up?
I forgot about that.
She'll turn and be like, yes, of course. I don't think they're going to be important to our investigation, so go right ahead.
Why does this make me feel like it is? Okay. To the cart. That way we don't have to walk. Okay. We'll make our way around the back. I'll leave Ripjaw to set stuff up. Kind of looking on as a noble person. Admiring the
Do
muscles.
anything in this time while he's getting the cart hooked up to the oxen?
I have no idea what's going on.
No?
Me neither. I kind of actually know what's going on now.
Oh my goodness, what's going on? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
We're preparing to leave the city.
Okay, I don't understand, like, the whole thing is, like, looking for demons. And these guys, like, I don't understand why I'm with them.
Because you bumped into them.
And
I mean,
I'm just like, hey, can I
the
help
only
you?
other people who seem to be
like, yeah, we could use some help.
capable would be maybe the guards, but they don't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon.
I want to look for a horse.
Alright, go ahead and make a perception check.
18. And
So
plus 4.
you can see, like, across the road, like, through a couple of fields, you can see this, like, shed with a horse in it. It looks like it's on someone's, like, farmland. And it's, like, way out there, like, maybe a few hundred yards. Way out there.
Alright, I want to go to take the horse.
You just want to steal some poor farmer's horse?
This gives us variety.
Alright, so you see your somewhat newly made friend, Tiefling, just kind of like, just walk off.
Okay. I wonder where she's going.
I want to bring the horse back.
In my mind, I'm thinking, I wonder if she went to go use the bathroom. That's why I don't investigate
And
further.
Ripjaw is like, doesn't even pay attention, you know? He's hooking up the oxen to the cart. Okay, so you do finally manage to get over there. I want you to make an animal handling check. Because I assume you're going to go up to it and try to, like...
10.
That's a D12, not a D20.
Oh.
17.
Didn't you start... That was a 16, wasn't it?
And it was a 3 at first.
Was it? I couldn't tell.
It was a 16 at first.
Oh.
Okay, so how do you try taking this horse?
I look at it in the eyes and I say, "Come here, horse." And the horse comes here.
So it kind of like, it doesn't look right at you. It kind of like turns its head a little bit to see you better with one eye, and then it kind of it doesn't move towards you.
Like horses do. And
Yeah. I was like, you're gonna waste your hand on that explanation.
You see its ears kind of like, you know, standing out. They kind of like,
At least you know it probably likes you.
Right, I want to go pet the horse's face.
all right. So you come up to it and you kind of reach your hand out and you see it kind of like brings its neck back and then
I want
steps
to kiss
back.
the horse's face.
Alright, so you like try really hard to just kind of lunge at it and you see it like backs
I
up and
want
skirts
to lunge at
away
it.
from
I'm
you.
trying to like gently like lure the horse with me without a scene.
But you're trying to kiss it, like...
Why? Who lunges with a kiss?
She was lunging for the rope, weren't you? I'm confused.
For the rope.
So this horse doesn't have any kind of
Oh, that's true.
tack on it.
Oh, ooh.
You get
I have a hemp rope, and I want to use my hemp rope to tie the horse and take him with me.
So you got a really bad animal handling check. It's not gonna work.
Alright, I want to whip the horse with my hemp rope.
At this point, I think I'm gonna look over and see her struggling to steal this horse, and I'm gonna be like, "She's trying to
So-
steal a horse. What should I do here?"
The horse will, you know, as you hit it, it will kind of skitter across the field a little bit and bray. And you see this woman come out and say, "Hey! Stop beating my horse, you devil woman!" And she'll like start coming towards you.
I want to give her a gold coin.
I don't want your money. Get off my property. Go on, get.
I want to push her over and walk away.
Okay.
You're gonna have a lot of enemies by the end of the series.
Okay. Make a strength athletics check. So you go to push this woman and she just like takes it and she's like, "Oh, no you didn't." And she'll push you back and push you
I'm
down.
gonna make a bet with Ripjaw. Like, hey, Ripjaw, gold coin that she loses.
I want to grab the woman's foot and pull her down.
And she says, "Now get."
What? I didn't pull her down?
No.
And I'm like,
She'll let you stand up again. But
Spit on her. And leave. Tell her the horse is stupid.
do I get a gold coin or anything? He probably has to agree to it.
so he would be like, "No, milady, I agree with you. I don't think she's gonna come out of this one."
Darn. Okay, I guess I'm not making one gold. Alrighty. So she's just gonna come with us in our cart? Is the cart ready?
Yeah, the cart can... Ripjaw will have gotten the cart ready and, like, be up on the seat and say, "Milady, you ready?" And he'll, like, help you up into the cart. And they'll wait for you to come back over. I assume you'll get on the cart with them?
Yes.
Alrighty.
Alright, he'll kind of give the reins a
and
flick.
mad because I didn't get to steal a horse because I'm like the worst pirate ever.
Well, you're a pirate. You're probably not the best land thief, though. I don't know. Might be a land thing. Maybe you'll just, like, kick butt when you're on a boat or something. Because I know that they do have sea voyages. Anyway. So off we go. Is that going to be, like...
Alright, I think we should stop there so I can prep a little bit more of the journey.
Kidoki. I'm sorry, that last bit was hilarious. I'm like, ah. Need David next time.
But thank you so much for, like, trying to just do whatever. Like, I want to steal a horse. Like, okay, sure, go ahead.
Those are your cards.
And also, thanks for coming and playing with us.
Oh, yeah. Like, with just me and David, I don't know, I've noticed it's funner with more people. Like this, I'm not expecting anything that comes out of her. I kind of expect what comes out of David. I kind of expect what comes out of you.
Including temerity?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you all have a good one.